Hi there, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to the channel. So I've made a few of these videos recently and sadly about the passing of great musical icons and artists. We've had Ozzy Osbourne recently, we had Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, and now we've got Rick Davies from Supertramp. And it's sad, isn't it? I really do feel, and I've said this a few times, about the old guard and this sense that we're losing now a lot of those kind of iconic, great musicians. Now, obviously, a lot of them are getting to that age now, aren't they? Where, they're not going to live forever. But I feel like we're just kind of getting one after the other at the moment. It feels like there isn't a lot of space between one and then the other going, and it just makes you kind of reflect, doesn't it, about these great bands, particularly those, I suppose, around the 60s and 70s, who were, I guess, writing great songs but also pushing boundaries and doing new and exciting things. Now, the Beach Boys, they have a very distinctive sound, and they had a very unusual approach sometimes to their kind of instrumentation and song structures. Supertramp, again, sort of I guess a rock band, but certainly with progressive kind of rock leanings, produced some wonderful music, some fantastic music, very distinctive sound again, with Rick's Wurlitzer kind of playing, and songs such as like the Logical Song, which you heard just at the beginning of this video, really iconic songs that have kind of stood the test of time. And it's sad, isn't it? It's sad when we see these people go, and obviously they've left behind a rich heritage of music. But it does make you question who will be the ones that we look back on in 40 years' time and think, oh no, we've lost a great. Is it going to be Ed Sheeran? Is it going to be Taylor Swift? Well, I'm not trying to diss those artists, but I feel like they're probably the ones that would be, I guess, the equivalent, I suppose. And it's not to say that they're bad musicians as such, but I just feel like there hasn't quite got the same gravitas as the artists of the band. And maybe I've got rose-tinted glasses on. Maybe looking back at these bands, it's easy to think of them as the greats, and our current roster of musicians maybe not so highly. But I just feel like there's something very, very special about the music that was being made then, particularly because of the way the music business is now and the way technology is used. I think back then, obviously it was a business, the music business was a beast back then as it is now, but I think musicians were able to maybe take risks a little bit more, and they were able to put a little bit more of a stamp of individuality on their sound, whereas I think today everything just feels like it has to fit a certain sound, it has to be processed beyond recognition. There's, it has to have certain volumes that it meets. It has to have certain sound. It has the pristine production values. It can't have blemishes. It has to be perfect, clinical. And I just feel like that's the problem now, is that modern music today doesn't seem to take the risks that perhaps bands did then. And I think a lot of the songs now are fairly straightforward. There isn't really anything complex. You don't really get many solos these days or songs that have unusual structures. It just feels like very much cookie cutter style, copy and paste. And I know that seems a bit critical, and there are good bands out there. I mean, I've been talking about Wolf Alice recently, who I really like, and I think have got a really great sound. But I think just generally the music business and music today just isn't like it was. And perhaps you agree or disagree. Do let me know in the comments. But yes, it is sad. Another great artist from another great band who has left us. And yeah, it does feel like there's not many left now, sadly. But as we can hear, their music has stood the test of time, and hopefully new audience will get to hear them. Younger audiences might start to discover them a little bit more, and we can enjoy the music left behind of this wonderful band. So anyway, let me know your thoughts about the band. Did you enjoy them? Any favorite songs or albums? And it'd be great to get your comments, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care.